everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the altcoin show, coming at you daily, 6 days a week. I want to welcome you to the show today, wherever you are tuning in from around the world. Thanks for watching. And today we're going to ask the question, altcoin season, are you ready? Are you ready for the pumps that are coming in altcoin season? What to look out for, how to be ready, how do we know that we're moving into altcoin season, and what are the best altcoins to be in my opinion? Because remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. Are you not entertained? And so, of course, before we get into all that, you know what I'm going to say, smash the like. This does help get this channel out to more people and does help support the channel. Do appreciate all the wonderful comments that people take the time to write in the comment section below, and all the questions. I do look to get back to those as soon as possible. The cheat sheet, I get asked about that, where that is every day. And if you're new to the channel, there is my crypto roadmap to success, and it's right below this video and every video. Top linked in the description there. Tons of crypto resources, and the Stocks with Josh Discord link is also located in the cheat sheet. It's also located in the description. I get asked, I'm in that Discord. I'm interacting with the most amazing community there is. And certainly if you'd love to join me in there, there are links there to sign up and join that Discord. Okay, we're going to jump into some news and into some charts. And before we do that, let's talk about what to look for altcoin season. The first thing that I'm looking for is Bitcoin to break and make a new all-time high. That's number one. The second thing that I'm looking for, therefore, is Bitcoin to then consolidate sideways. Now it can drop a little bit, go up a little bit, just some sideways chop, nothing major drops there, but mostly then you need to see Bitcoin dominance dropping, okay? And you can bring that up on your chart. And when you see Bitcoin dominance dropping, that means the money is flowing into alts. Now, obviously, if Bitcoin drops and the Bitcoin dominance drops, that's not good, okay? So we need Bitcoin not dumping. We do need Bitcoin. Bitcoin go a little bit down, but generally looking for that sideways chop, just boring price action, and then Bitcoin and after and the trend needs to be up. By the way, there should be an uptrend. You know, higher highs on the daily, lower highs being set, and we need an upwards trend. Then we make that all-time high, and then we can go sideways a little bit, consolidate, and then money can flow into the altcoins. And remember, some alts topped out in April of 2020, and that's in about 6 months' time. So certainly altcoin season for some coins can be very short. Some coins, I believe, have topped out already, okay? And then some coins topped out in September of 2021, quite a few. And then the last of them topped out when Bitcoin topped in November 2021. So be very, very careful. Sorry, I should say April 2021, some topped out in September 2021, and some topped out with Bitcoin in November 2021. So the equivalent time would be April 2025, September 25, and November. But of course, many of them top out at different points, and then buying them on pullbacks, you don't buy on pullbacks. So we're kind of getting into a place where it gets more risky if a coin starts to drop, buying on a pullback. I still think coins are still going to be okay to buy in a pullback, and I'll be showing you some of those today. So that's what we're looking for altcoin season. Are you ready for altcoin season? Let's look at what I think will be the strongest contenders in there. And the first one that I think will be a strong contender is going to be Solana. It's just set a new all-time high, 60 million bridged from Ethereum to Solana in October. Money is leaving a lot of these older legacy tokens and flowing into the newer ones. And Solana certainly, even though it's a last cycle token, it didn't exist the cycle before like a lot of the other legacy tokens were. We also have with Solana, it set a new monthly active addresses, hit a new all-time high in October, 139 million. And certainly then staying with Solana, they're just, you can buy gift cards available for purchase at retail stores across Switzerland. Make a great Christmas gift. I hope they're not doing this in the US of A, that they do this. This would be a fantastic Christmas gift to give to people. As long as they cash it in before the bull run ends, they would be totally fine there with that. But I think that's absolutely awesome on that. And one of the others that I think will be, and we're not going to go into all of them because we're going to show some of them in the charts, is obviously Sui just recorded higher net inflows than both Solana and Ethereum. So a lot of people ask, why are you not buying, Aptos or some of the other Phantom down here? I mean, Near Protocol's not even on here. Simple. I'm picking the two best, the two fastest chains, the ones with the most addresses, the ones with the best technology. Why would I buy some of these other ones down here? I'm clearly buying what I feel are the two best, the two leaders in the market. And I think have already shown in this bull run two of the strongest tokens out there. So Solana and Sui are two of them. And we're going to look at a few more. And we're going to start with some of the trades that I gave yesterday and also look at some of these coins are the stronger tokens right now in this dip. And one of those is Banana Gun. And if you look at Banana Gun, what are you looking for an altcoin? You're looking for coins that didn't go down and breach the 200 EMA on the daily, which this one is sitting at $43. That's a big tick. Certainly it has gone under the 50-day moving average, but that's okay. But this is the one that I'm really looking for. Bitcoin also. Bitcoin has not lost the 200 EMA on the daily. It hasn't even lost the 50-day moving average. Now, this was a trade that I stopped out of manually. How did I stop out of this trade? I'm going to show you this once, and then when I talk about it in every altcoin after this, this is how to do it. Number one, here's how I stopped out in Banana Gun. I moved to the 15-minute time frame, and we're looking at the trend line here that we broke below because it got in the trade on the trend line here. And then we're going to look and say, here's the 15-minute. So what happened here? Here's the trend line. We came down, didn't get out. Why? We retested it, and it was a successful retest. Again, we retested. Now we broke down. Okay, we on the next candle, we broke down. Where to get out of the trade? Right there is a retest from below at the same place that I entered, so I'm not losing any money on my stop loss. I get out there on the rejection. And then there's a second opportunity I got. If I missed the first opportunity, a second opportunity. And certainly you could argue this could be a place that you get out as well because you look, it's rejected here, rejected here. This is my last chance to get out before it begins to drop lower. And if you've done that, then you've actually not lost money in the stop loss. Now, of course, if you're sleeping when all of this happens, then of course you can't necessarily use the stop out method. But because I wasn't sleeping, I was able to stop out manually on this trade. Had I still been in this trade, had it still been up here when I went to sleep, then I would have to choose a level below here to stop out of the trade, possibly just below $48 there. Would have got the trend line here at it's actually the trend line sitting at about $48.50 there, around that area. So certainly maybe under $48 or $47 to put the stop loss and then wake up and say, okay, I stopped out and I lost a little bit there, but not a whole lot on that trade. So that is how during waking hours I like to stop out of trade. So that's what we'll be talking about. But Banana Gun, as we see, has been incredibly strong. It is still above the 200 EMA on the daily. Certainly now the next place to look to get in the trade is going to be at $44 or down at 43 would be better at the 200 EMA on the daily. You would want a successful retest of those levels, not just smashes straight through. And then obviously if you do get in the trade here and then at some later point it does break down, you can get out on a retest and rejection there of that level. You can pretty much get out at about the same level that you entered. Certainly if you get up at the 200 simple, certainly if there was a break and a retest and rejection, you could get back in here and vice versa down there. Okay, so Banana Gun was one of those that's identified there as being a strong token. Bitcoin is another one there. Blob has been incredibly strong. This trade still sticks, okay? And the same thing, we're looking for a successful retest. And we did get a successful retest there of this token here on the 15-minute time frame. You can see here, you just go down to the 15-minute time frame, and it's just so easy there. You can see that it came down, and we had, you can actually zoom in there and have a good look. If you go to Blob, there it is. You wouldn't have gotten out there You get into the trade here. We got a successful retest there. We've got 3 candles, 1, 2, 3, almost 4 candles, which gives successful retest. And then that's when you would have got into the Blob trade there. And that would have worked out quite well for you had you got in that trade there. So I gave that trade yesterday, and I feel like almost every day for the last couple of weeks, there's been an opportunity to get in that trade, take some profit at the midline there at 8, come back, get in the trade, take some profit there at the midline at 8, come down, get in the trade, and now I take profit line is going to be at 8. Of course, if you get up to 8 and there is a retest this line and a rejection, that's when you can actually take profit. Or if it breaks above this line, successful retest, you can actually get in the trade. So you can actually stop loss out and profit or take profit using that same methodology, okay? The next coin that we're going to look to very quickly moving through here is Doge. Has been absolutely strong. I gave the trade here. I said this was your first entry here. If you broke down further, there is going to be a golden cross with Doge here, where the 50 is going to cross over the 200, and I think that is a bullish indicator. It's a lagging indicator. When you saw that coming, which would have been around here, as you started to see these lines trend up, and I actually gave the original trade at 10.4. So some of you are still in this trade at 10.4. Some of you would have taken some profit or possibly stopped out in profit. This was the place you could have gotten back in the trade at about 14.7 cents. And then certainly there are other areas to get in the trade there at around 12.8 cents, or down here at 12.3 cents at the 200 EMA on the daily. So this is showing quite good strength. We're above the 200 EMA on the daily and the 50-day moving average. Doge is looking very good. Ethereum is not looking good. It is below the 200 EMA on the daily and below the 50. So why am I including it? Not as a long-term hodl, but as a quick swing trade, because here, or it could be a long swing trade, because we touched the 200 weekly moving average, simple moving average. This is a bear market support line. You can go all the way back to the low of the bear market, 830, and it tagged it. For the sake of time, we're not going to go back there. You can look on your own charts. It tagged it all the way back at 830. Why don't we actually go back and have a look there? We can actually see why this is a bear market support line, because in the bear market, it was your support there. We're going to have to go back way back. But certainly you can see it was some support there. But if you go all the way back there, we have to go much further back. We have to switch to the weekly time frame here, I think. All right, so I quickly switch to the weekly time frame. You can see there's the bear market support line. There it is there, holding up price in the depths of the bear market, holding up price there in the bear market, holding up price in the bear market. So it's hit a bit. That's how poorly it has performed. It is there. But would I be selling here? Absolutely not. Okay, if you're hodling Ethereum, I would not be selling here. I would be looking at dollar cost. If it's me personally, again, not financial advice, I'd be looking at dollar cost averaging on the way up at like 2,800, and then maybe dollar cost averaging up a little bit further at 3,000. You could do another dollar cost average out about 3,400, 3,700, 4,000, then up to its all-time high. And you could keep holding Ethereum all the way up to a new to all-time high, just dollar cost averaging out and taking profits on the way up and just de-risking there. So, and certainly as far as a swing trade, there is an entry there. Probably not too late to jump in. You could probably jump in. You're going to be paying a little bit more than when I gave the trade in the Discord yesterday, and I believe I gave it on the YouTube video yesterday as well. But certainly there is a trade there. It might even be a small one because the 50-day moving average is sitting at 2,500. That would be a TP, but otherwise you get in the trade there at 2,500 on a break and a successful retest. Again, break it down to the 15-minute time frame. Watch the retest, get in the trade. But ultimately, this is where we'd want to ride the swing trade up to here. But certainly, if we start banging down around here, where do you get out of the trade here? If it breaks below here, there will be a retest. And if it rejects, get out of the trade. That's where I'm getting out of the trade. Again, not financial advice. This is just education. That's where I'm getting out of the trade at break even, and you don't have to lose any. And of course, you could put a stop loss a little bit lower down here around maybe the 2200 area. If you're sleeping, you want to set that up. Have a stop loss no matter what. Don't go to bed with the method, because you can't stop out on a retest and a rejection while you're sleeping. So make sure you have that stop loss set up just in case. Always trade with a stop loss. Okay, so that's Ethereum. So Ethereum, even though it's not a strong token, even though it's not one of the ones that I'm hodling right now, there is a trade there for Ethereum unless we lose the 200 weekly moving average there. The next one that I'll just look at three more for the sake of time here is Solana. Again, it's above the 200 EMA on the daily. It's above the 50-day moving average. It's had its golden cross. Certainly, the trade there was at 161. So therefore, we would break it down to the 15-minute time frame here. So we're going to jump across the Solana on the 15-minute time frame. And so what are we looking at? We're looking for a successful retest. And we have had that. It's come down and successfully retest, and then you could have gone in the trade. This is kind of a little bit, it sometimes happens where you get the 200 EMA on the 15-minute time frame. So certainly an even better place to enter the trade would be here, a break and a successful retest of this 200 EMA on the 15-minute. You could certainly enter the trade here or enter it here. Again, where do you exit? The same place that you entered. If it breaks down below here and rejects up into here and retests and rejects, you get out of the trade. Same if you get on the trade now at the 200 EMA on the 15-minute time frame. So Solana is another one, another strong altcoin. Then you have Sui, of course. So we'll look at quickly over here at Sui before we wrap this up. We're looking at the 15-minute time frame. Let's start to the daily. Again, like a boss, it has held the 50-day moving average, and it is above the 200 EMA and the 200 simple. It's had its golden cross. It's come back in and retested that 50-day moving average, just like I said it likes to do. And so therefore, again, where do we stand at $1.80? If we were to lose that $1.80, break below it and retest into it, that's when we would get out of the trade there. And you can see there at the down here at where are we there? Yeah, at 180. If we were down here, but we didn't look at this perfectly on. This is why I like breaking it down to the 15-minute chart. This is where you get in the trade here. Absolutely perfect. We had a break. We broke down, we retested it, and we had a successful retest. That's when you get in the trade, and look how much money you would have already made using that great trading strategy there. And of course, where do we get out of the trade? If this didn't do it, if we drop below it and we retest and we reject, we get out of the trade. Of course, you do have to put a automatic stop loss in there if you go to sleep. But certainly, as you can see now, how would I trade this? Certainly now, if you're in profit here, we want to try and ride this up to the $2.07 level, maybe the $2.35 level. But certainly, you can stop out and profit on this one. If it breaks down below the 50-day moving average here. So if we break down below the 50-day moving average, which is at about what we were looking at, about $1.85, and we would break below, retest and reject, that's when you could get out of the trade. Certainly, though, we hopefully should come up and test this $2 level or $1.98 level, and if we were to hit there and reject, that could be a place to take profit or get out of the trade there for Sui, and then look to get out if it comes back down to this $1.80 line there for Sui. And then we'll finish up with Tau. Tau, again, is the 200 EMA on the daily. It is above it, so that's bullish. If we break below it, it's so easy. Where do we get out on the trade with Tau? I've drawn the line there. I'm certainly going to show it again, and this is going to really help some people where to get out of this trade. There's the line. It's so simple, okay? So you wouldn't get out of the trade. It's just a straight candle. You'd be patient and wait. Look, there's just always a retest, seemingly. You just have to be patient for it. There's a retest, and it melts straight through. So you wouldn't have stopped out of this trade. I did not stop out of this trade, okay? I did not stop out of this trade. I got in at 410, 411. I waited. We had the retest. It was successful. It went through. Then we had a retest down and tested it as support. It was successful, so I stayed in the trade, and now we're still in the trade there. Now we are getting stopped out up here. This could be an area depending on how much you've got in the trade. Certainly at the 200 EMA on the 15-minute time frame, certainly there we are coming up and had a rejection, and so we could start to come back down again, or maybe we just are there. I'm certainly not getting out of the trade here, and this is where you can start to move to the different time frames and see because we're right on the 200 EMA on the daily. Certainly my take profit level here is going to be at 475. So I'm either going to get stopped out if it comes back and down below, or we're going to reach up to 475 level there. But certainly those are some of the tokens. I'm going to share more in the Discord. Certainly if you've got some tokens that you see have some quite bullish setups above the 200 EMA, let me know in the comments below. And until the next episode, happy trading.